Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're tackling a massive question, one that actually had a major tech CEO admitting he literally couldn't sleep at night. Are machines going to just take over our lives? Well, let's jump right into it. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow and your entire day is basically run by algorithms. You hop into a completely self-driving taxi, right? And while you're chilling in the back seat, an AI is off negotiating some complex business contract for you. You check in on your kids' schooling, and they're being led by this hyper-responsive virtual tutor that adapts to their exact learning speed in real time. Then, at the end of the day, you unwind with a blockbuster movie that was completely conceptualized, scripted, and animated by artificial intelligence. Now, just a few years ago, this sounded like the plot of a crazy sci-fi novel. But today, this is the reality unfolding literally right in front of our eyes. So let's dive into this. Will AI actually replace humans? It's the central burning question that we really have to answer today. We're all feeling the ground shifting beneath our feet right now, and it's totally natural to wonder, where do we fit into this whole new paradigm? The answer, as you might guess with something this transformative, is way more complicated than a simple yes or no matter what your favorite dystopian movie told you. But to figure out where we're going, we first have to understand where we actually are right now. Section 1. The AI reality today. The revolution has begun. And guys, make no mistake, it absolutely is a revolution. The pace at which AI is advancing right now is just astonishing. We aren't talking about linear growth anymore. We're talking about exponential leaps happening month by month. Just look at the sheer breadth of what these systems can already do today. They aren't just writing basic articles. They're passing the bar exam in the 90th percentile. They're creating breathtaking art that's actually winning state fair competitions. They're composing emotionally resonant music, driving cars through chaotic city streets, and instantly translating super nuanced language dialects across the globe. But honestly, what's probably the most striking is the conversational fluency. You can chat with these massive language models today and legitimately forget you're interacting with lines of code. It's wild. Now, there's a very specific reason why tech giants are pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into this space. It all comes down to ultimate frictionless efficiency. Think about it. Machines never sleep, they never get jet lag, and they definitely don't need a coffee break. They are processing mountains of information, literally training on the entire sum of human knowledge on the internet in a fraction of a second. They can crunch through complex, data-heavy tasks infinitely faster than any biological brain ever could, and they do it 24/7. Because of that, we're seeing a total, fundamental workflow overhaul across the board. Factories, they aren't just using clunky robots anymore. They're deploying predictive AI to fix machines hours before they even break down. Banks are running instantaneous global fraud detection systems that can spot anomalous spending patterns in literal milliseconds. Hospitals are using AI to catch microscopic anomalies in medical scans that even highly trained human eyes might completely miss. And customer service is increasingly being handled by incredibly sophisticated chatbots that resolve complex issues without you ever having to wait on hold. The very foundation of how our economy operates is shifting right now. Which, of course, brings us to the elephant in the room. Section 2. Will you lose your job? The automation threat. We really have to address this core anxiety head-on, because as AI gets smarter, the threat to our livelihoods feels incredibly real. Experts estimate that millions of jobs could be automated over the coming decades. Specifically, jobs involving highly routine, repetitive tasks are the most vulnerable. Think about things like data entry, traditional manufacturing lines, basic accounting, routine customer support. The harsh truth is this: if your job is essentially a series of predictable rules, well, an algorithm can easily map those rules. If you do the exact same sequence of steps every single day, AI is looking at your job description very, very closely. Okay, but before we spiral into absolute panic here, let's zoom out a bit and look at historical precedent. Technology has a long, long track record of destroying jobs while simultaneously creating them. Back when machines transformed agriculture in the 19th century, people thought human labor was totally obsolete, but entirely new industrial sectors emerged. In the 20th century, computers became common. Actually, fun fact about that, early computing pioneers once predicted the total global market for computers would be about 5 machines worldwide. Obviously, they became ubiquitous, completely destroying the typing pool, but creating millions of digital careers, like software development and IT. So now, in the 21st century, AI will absolutely eliminate some jobs, for sure. But history strongly suggests it's going to create entirely new categories of work that we haven't even begun to imagine yet. With that in mind, let's shift our perspective over to Section 3, what machines cannot do, the limits of artificial intelligence. Despite all those jaw-dropping capabilities we just talked about, we really need to focus on the crucial boundaries of AI, like what is the invisible wall that algorithms simply cannot cross? Well, here is the fundamental grounding truth. AI does not possess genuine emotions. It doesn't truly understand love or empathy or morality or the incredibly messy complexities of human relationships. Sure, a large language model can predict with stunning mathematical accuracy the absolute perfect sequence of comforting words to say to you when you're sad, but that's just simulated empathy. It fundamentally cannot feel compassion. At the end of the day, it is highly advanced probability and math. So there's a stark contrast we have to recognize here. On one side, you have the cold, hard efficiency of machine capabilities, right? Generating words, processing massive data sets, automating those repetitive routines flawlessly. But then, on the other side, you have our unique human strengths: genuine compassion, ethical decision-making, steady leadership during a crisis, and lived creativity. These are warm, deeply human experiences that a sterile algorithm simply cannot replicate, embody, or genuinely understand. Just think about the roles in society that matter the absolute most to us. Teachers do way more than just dispense facts from a textbook. They inspire, they mentor, they read the room to see who's struggling. Parents don't just manage household logistics. They raise and nurture children with unconditional love. Doctors do a lot more than just diagnose symptoms based on a chart. They hold the hands of frightened patients and offer true human comfort. Artists don't just generate visually pleasing pixels. They express the raw, beautiful, and sometimes super painful reality of the human experience. These deeply human qualities and profound connections, you just can't program those into a silicon chip. And that realization leads us perfectly to our final synthesis in Section 4, the collaborative future. Humans using AI as a tool. You see, most experts agree that the future is not some dystopian battle of humans versus AI. Instead, it's going to be an unprecedented collaboration. We are going to leverage AI as an extraordinary magnifying tool. Doctors will use AI to catch diseases earlier, which actually frees up their time to have more face-to-face, empathetic conversations with their patients. Scientists will use AI to accelerate complex discoveries, breaking entirely new ground in climate tech and medicine. Students will use AI as personalized tutors so they can learn way more efficiently. And businesses will harness AI to reach entirely new heights of productivity. It isn't a replacement, guys. It's a really powerful partnership. Which brings us right back to the very question we started this explainer with. After looking at the astonishing capabilities, the very real threats to routine jobs, and the undeniable limits of machine emotion, so will AI actually replace humans? The grounded, realistic verdict is this. In some jobs, yes. Routine, repetitive tasks will inevitably be handed over to machines. But in every aspect of life, probably not. Artificial intelligence is absolutely transforming the world, and there is no stopping that train. But AI is just a highly powerful engine. Humanity remains the steering wheel. Our human imagination, our empathy, our ethics, and our creativity, those remain absolutely essential to our survival and our progress as a society. The future truly belongs to those who know how to wield this new tool. The real question isn't whether AI will take your job. The question is, what incredible things will you build once AI takes over the boring parts of your job? I want you to think about that as you navigate your own career. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.